After walking the West Highland Way, we set out for the Great Glen Way, another one of Scotland's great trails. We had a relaxing start to the trail and fell in love with this peaceful energy of this area. While we love Scotland, we weren't sure this trail was going to be remarkable. Yet the people, the food, and the scenery has all been more than what we could have dreamed of. This week, we continue on our journey and find ourselves contemplating some bigger questions in life.
I was just thinking about the ways I show up really selfishly in my life.
The solitude has lended itself to these moments of deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us, and each other. We're Brian and Crystal, and this is Vanhalla Adventures.
Good morning.
Morning.
Nothing like the rush of ongoing traffic first thing in the AM.
Oh, bummer. Looks like the original route is 4.8 miles, and now the diversion is 7.2. So
Oh,
what's
man.
that? That's like 2 1/4.
Yeah.
It's over 2 miles more, so it's about an hour longer. All right.
Despite some of the trail being near the highway, the views never seem too far off, as wherever we look, there's beauty. In a way, this feels like a lesson that Scotland continues to teach us, that there's beauty everywhere around in life. You just have to look.
I'm pretty sure we're the only ones hiking on this trail. There's literally nobody on this trail except occasional person on a bike. No, not one hiker for 2 days now.
We're gonna stop off here at Invergarry, look for a cup of tea, and I want a snack already. That was a sweet little diversion to the Invergarry Hotel.
That place was nice.
So nice. I kind of wish we'd stay there. It looked fancy.
That was pretty fancy.
As Brian mentioned before, it feels like we may be the only ones walking on this trail, which is weird, but we've been loving the solitude. Somehow it feels like we have more time to enjoy the day and stop and rest and just really relish this experience, and also take care of our bodies. Rather than rushing, we are resting and just taking this time to be. And coming from the US, where everything feels so fast-paced and even rushed, we love this and want to take this feeling wherever we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's really something that we're trying to remember.
We're finally at Fort Augustus, you guys! Woo. That was a very long canal walk with a lot of wind. Actually, I think that was a really great thinking section. Fort Augustus is also at the very bottom of Loch Ness. So we're entering the Loch Ness area. My thoughts for the day, which I couldn't say earlier because it was so windy, that I've been walking with today. And B, I'm curious your thoughts on this as well.
Okay.
Were about selfishness. And from the Camino de Santiago, one of the lessons I had is, how am I being of value in this world? And you all that watch that, been on this channel for a while, had so many nice things to say, like doing this and sharing your experience. And I was just thinking about the ways I show up really selfishly in my life. And I was thinking, selfishness isn't always bad, but I think giving, and I know in so many different spiritual communities or religions, like it's a pathway to enlightenment, to joy, to happiness. And I was just thinking, how do I give back completely unselfishly in my life every day? And I don't always. you know, do I live my life for selfish reasons or for the greater good? That was also coming up. And how do I support the greater good in every day? So now I'm getting into this deeper aspect of the questions that I had last year. And it is one reason we have this YouTube channel, and I really trust and hope that it's a value to everybody. That in some way it helps somebody, I don't know, maybe get out of their comfort zone, think, I could do that too, like you did that alone, or even when we're doing it together.
Yeah.
Or that, you know, I'll take the leap and I'll do the thing, I'll sell my stuff, I'll go follow my dream, or those tips are helpful. And I really hope that for the YouTube, because it's the only way that I really feel unselfish. Because sometimes we're like, you know, we put out a video that we think is really helpful.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get a lot of views. And we do get, sometimes we're like, I thought that was a good video, I thought it was gonna be helpful, but we're like being selfish within it.
Yeah.
And not looking at the bigger aspect of like, well, if it helped one person. But sometimes we do get into that and we're like, what? Like, I thought it was a good video, I don't understand why people are watching it. And so, you know, just honestly, like that comes up for me.
I think putting out the videos is for the greater good, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing selfish to put out videos. I think what we're doing is for the greater good. We're trying to help people and give information and inspire them to get off the couch and go do something.
Yeah, and also if you're on the couch, that's not always a bad thing either.
Yeah.
It's just, are you following, you know, your heart's desires and your intentions and making plans? Sometimes, yeah, you do have to save up for things and all those other, you know, little things, but I don't know. I was just thinking about that today, and I want to be more unselfish in my life with smaller things. So that really was working me for, I don't know, just after the West Highland Way, and now we're at the Great Glen, I'm feeling more stuff come up, and that's where I'm at right now and how I can be less selfish. But now we're at our stay for the night.
Yeah.
Let's go in.
Let's go.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
This is adorable.
Yeah. Wow.
This is delightful.
Very cool. Okay.
Oh, this is adorable.
It's a cozy room.
It's adorable. Look at it. Wow, this is a nice big bathroom.
There haven't been a tub in there?
No. Nice shower. Hi. Of course, there's tea. This is adorable. I am walking with 2 blisters. It's weird. The blisters that I usually get, which are the ones I have now, are ones that aren't from my feet sweating, but they're from the way the pavement hits my heel. I must carry a lot of weight on my heels because my heels are always the issue. And they're blisters that, I don't know, like I'm not really bugged by blisters, to be honest, because I don't get them under my feet, which I feel like would be really difficult. I just get them on my heels, and it's from all the pounding. They're like pressure blisters. And I put some Compeed on last night. They just feel just red and inflamed, if that makes sense. If red could be a feeling. And so they're kind of irritating, but not that bad. I'm happy that I haven't actually got any blisters in the parts that I've been putting moleskin on. It's supposed to be a pretty short and sweet day. I think just about 9 miles. I'm excited to walk today. I'm really enjoying this Great Glen Way. Here is the final result. Some rock tape I'm trying to get all my hot spots. And my Compeed. Sexy toes. When we were coming through here yesterday, we thought, wouldn't it be cool to see some boats come through and to see how this works? Now it's happening. Well, getting out of Fort Augustus, there was no markers at all in town. Just an FYI for those of you that like it old school, no maps. Really thankful we've been using all trails, which has been totally fine. Okay, we are finally at this section where you can take the high route or the low route. We're gonna take the high route because apparently the views of the Loch Ness are incredible, but there's some steep sections. It's pretty much just one big, pretty steep uphill, but I feel ready for it.
It's just under a mile longer. It's not bad.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, check out Brian's look today. That is a look.
I got a cooler full of Bud Light and we're ready to go.
He's joking, we definitely don't. It just looks like he does.
Changing our channel to Van Halen.
No. Brian, I don't know why, but this look is not, I'm not a fan. I'm walking away from whatever that is going on back there.
Anyone see my wife?
No, you do not have one anymore. Not with that look. All you need is some Oakleys.
It's function over fashion.
Function over fashion. You do you, boo. Not to say that I look the best on this hike either. I'm well aware that I'm a hot mess. This incline is no joke.
Wow.
It looks like there's multiple pools because there's even some down below, but then they keep going up.
Wow. You could swim in that.
Yeah.
100%. That looks great.
There's some campsites down below here too. Look amazing. So if you were coming from
Fort Augustus.
No, before Fort Augustus. Where were we yesterday? Okay, I'll put it on the screen. So wherever we were yesterday, because you could, that way you get more mileage in and then stop here. It would be amazing. Yeah, have dinner in Fort Augustus and then come camp here.
Yeah, this is about a couple miles past Fort Augustus.
Oh.
How is it?
Nice and cool. How's that feel?
Oh, it feels amazing. Man, if this is the end of the day, I would totally go in there and do a cold plunge.
There's always access to water in Scotland, always.
Wow.
So if you bring a water filter, you can always fill up. Brian and I prefer to just fill up once and not have to stop, but. Wow, it's so beautiful.
That's Loch Ness down there.
Yeah, this is Loch Ness. We're looking for Nessie. Loch Ness. I keep saying Loch Ness, but I'm really trying to pronounce. Trust me, I'm really trying. But I know that the CH is not supposed to be a hard K, but more like a K, like a loch. Like you kind of barely braise it. It sounds like Loch Ness.
Loch Ness.
Loch Ness.
Loch Ness.
Yeah, we're trying.
Brian McPherson's at Loch Ness.
I think actually your accent was pretty good there. That was really beautiful, and there was a whole group of people from Holland. They all came from Holland. All strangers. They signed up for like a vacation booking, as one does, and they're all here just hanging out, and they're so friendly. Everybody I've always met from Holland is nice. It's interesting how different countries, that's one reason I love these treks too. I feel more able to make friends on treks versus, you know, if you're just going from hotel to hotel, and that's fine too. Brian and I do it, but you don't, I don't know, when you're on a trek, you start communicating more, especially if you've all just accomplished something big and you chit chat. And it's interesting to see how people from different countries, how different cultures are. You start noticing similarities in people from certain countries and certain regions of the world, and I find it really fascinating and helpful. Just understand people better. I really like it. That's one of the reasons I love this. Slow tourism, as somebody put it.
was huffing to the top, but it's not the top. We still got a lot more to go.
Oh yeah, it's way up there.
Way up there.
Got a perfect little, well, it's not a bench, but it's a rock bench. Just to have a quick little, we didn't have a packed lunch from Fort Augustus, so instead we went to a cafe this morning where Brian got his coffee, and we just got a veggie burger to go, for takeaway, excuse me, so we can split it. But look at this view. Not bad.
I'm really glad we're doing this together.
Me too.
Yeah? I think this is amazing.
Yeah.
You want
I've
some ice
always wanted to go on a hike with Rambo. Should I say Hulk Hogan?
cream? Cheers.
Cheers. Wait, what's that? What is that?
It's whiskey.
Oh my gosh, you brought scotch on a hike.
Scotchy scotch scotch.
Woo! Oh, it's good. It's really good. We've been getting so much sun here in Scotland, but look at this magical fairy forest.
Oh, wow.
I know, look it's a magical fairy forest.
Whoa. I feel like I'm in like Northern California or something.
I was thinking Lord of the Rings
Oh,
with the elves. No?
yeah. Yeah.
Well, this descent is one for the books. I don't know if you can really see that on film, like really get the depth of that.
It's like super steep.
Super steep.
Yeah.
Steve, wherever we end up, I'll need you to build me, even if it's just like 4 feet long, I need a stone wall.
Oh, okay, copy that. Roger that.
And we're gonna have to leave it there for a long time so it can get mossed too.
Oh,
But I'm gonna need that.
can we get it pre-mossed?
No, I prefer if it mossed naturally.
Oh. That's reasonable.
Oh wow, this is so fluffy. So the stone is on down here. That's how much moss there is.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's nice. That's a cushion.
This has been one of my favorite days on the trip so far. Loch Ness, man, what a view on the high route. Woo! That was my favorite spot of the trip so far.
This is really nice.
Yeah.
This
Might be the nicest room.
is quite nice. There's a huge shower.
I think this might be the highest quality room we've gotten so far.
Yeah, for sure. And we got a view. We just came down from up there. Whoop.
Wow.
What is this? That doesn't taste anything like a regular ravioli, but it's one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth.
Oh my God.
That was one of the best meals of my entire life. B?
Really?
You don't think so?
I mean, it was great. The starters were killer.
This gazpacho, let's talk about it. One, it was everything I've ever dreamed of in a gazpacho, and it was better than any of them that I had in Spain. It was savory, it was sweet, it was delicate, yet filling. And then they had this mushroom ravioli, and it was a single ravioli, but here's the thing. It was in this delicate green spring something sauce that was really light, and the mushrooms were minced inside with whatever amazing deliciousness was also in it. I don't know. This was insane. The chickpea curry was delicious, but it wasn't the best curry I've ever had. And then we had sticky toffee pudding because we finally had it because they had the gluten-free vegan one. And a lot of people have, but I'm so glad we finally tried the sticky toffee pudding because it is a Scottish thing.
It was ridiculous.
Right?
It was ridiculous.
So good. God, that's good. Okay, I had to tell you all about it because it was so good. You gotta eat here. It's amazing.